My sister borrowed $200,000 for fertility treatments she never had. Now she's pregnant naturally and wants me to fund the nursery. The pregnancy announcement arrived as a text message at 9:23 on a Thursday morning while I was reviewing quarterly reports at my desk. A photo of a positive pregnancy test with the caption, "Miracles do happen. Baby Lewis coming March 2024. Below that, a second message. "Can we talk about nursery plans? I have the cutest ideas and I know you'll want to help make this special." I stared at my phone until the screen went dark. My sister Valerie was pregnant, naturally pregnant. After I'd given her $200,000 for IVF treatments that her insurance wouldn't cover. After she'd told me for 2 years that the procedures weren't working. After she'd sent me photos of clinic waiting rooms and tearful updates about failed implantations. Now she was pregnant naturally and wanted me to pay for the nursery like this was normal. Like the $200,000 was just the opening investment in her journey to motherhood. And of course, I'd want to contribute more. My hands started shaking so badly I had to set my coffee cup down before I dropped it. Something about this felt wrong in a way I couldn't articulate yet, but my body knew before my brain caught up. I'd been working as a financial analyst for a pharmaceutical company for 8 years when Valerie first told me she was struggling with infertility. She was 32, I was 35, and we'd always been close despite our different life paths. She'd married her college boyfriend Ryan at 23 and spent the next decade building a life that looked perfect from the outside. Beautiful house in a planned community, designer clothes, elaborate dinner parties. I'd focused on my career, bought a modest condo, saved aggressively, invested carefully. Our parents died in a car accident when I was 28, leaving us each a small inheritance that Valerie spent on renovating her kitchen while I put mine into index funds. We had different priorities, but we were sisters. When she called me crying about not being able to get pregnant, I wanted to help. She explained that they'd been trying for 3 years with no success. Her doctor recommended IVF, but their insurance classified it as elective and wouldn't cover a single dollar. Each round cost between $15,000 and $20,000, and success wasn't guaranteed. They'd need multiple rounds, maybe 5 or 6 before it worked. The total could easily reach $100,000 or more. Ryan's salary as a sales manager was decent, but they had a large mortgage, car payments, the lifestyle they'd built. They didn't have that kind of money saved. She asked if I could help, just a loan to get started, and she'd pay me back once Ryan got his next promotion. I remember sitting in my living room that night running numbers in my head. I had substantial savings, partly from living below my means and partly from smart investments that had performed well. I could afford to help Valerie without destroying my own financial security. The thought of my sister unable to have the child she desperately wanted because of money felt unbearable. Family helped family. That's what our mother always taught us. I told Valerie I'd give her $50,000 to start, not a loan but a gift, because I didn't want money to create tension between us. She cried on the phone and told me I was saving her life, that she'd never forget this, that I'd be the most important aunt to this future baby. That first $50,000 left my account in October 2020. She started her first IVF round immediately, sent me photos from the clinic waiting room, her and Ryan holding hands looking nervous, updates about the hormone injections making her emotional and bloated, texts describing the egg retrieval procedure and how many viable embryos they'd gotten. Then, 3 weeks later, the devastating news that the implantation had failed. She wasn't pregnant. The doctor recommended trying again after her body had a month to recover. I sent another $25,000 in December, then $30,000 in March 2021 after the second round also failed, then $35,000 in June. Each time, Valerie sent detailed updates about the procedures, the medications, the doctor's recommendations. Each time the implantation failed or she miscarried early. Each time she was devastated and hopeful simultaneously. The doctor kept saying they were close, that her body was responding well to the treatments, that the next round would be the one. By September 2022, I'd given her $198,000 total across multiple transfers. My savings account had gone from comfortably substantial to uncomfortably thin. I'd stopped contributing to my retirement accounts to preserve liquidity, delayed buying a new car even though mine was 12 years old and making concerning noises, put off the bathroom renovation I'd been planning. But Valerie was my sister, and she was so close to having her baby. I could rebuild my savings over time. She couldn't get these years back. The last $2,000 went to her in November 2022 for medication costs. She told me this would definitely be the final round, that the doctor was extremely optimistic, that they'd made adjustments to the hormone protocol that should make all the difference. I waited for the update about whether the implantation had succeeded. When I finally asked, Valerie said the doctor wanted to wait a few more weeks before testing to make sure. Then it was Christmas and she seemed distracted at our family gathering, not wanting to talk about the treatments. In January 2023, she told me the round had failed again, but they were taking a break to let her body rest. The doctor recommended waiting at least 6 months before trying again. She seemed depressed, withdrawn, stopped answering my texts as quickly as she used to. I gave her space, thinking she needed time to grieve another failure. Then in May, she sent me a text. Full story is linked below or on my channel.